Pro basketball fans, welcome to Georges Valley High School tonight. Jim Toomey with you, along with Len Goki, Brad Benner on the camera, and I'm very pleased to bring you Georges Valley High School basketball, a doubleheader tonight. The Lady Buccaneers and the Buccaneers taking on the Bobcats from Richmond. And Lenny, we checked the schedule out earlier in the year, and pretty much this is the only day we could find to come over here and see these two excellent basketball teams from Georges Valley.
Yes, Jim, we've been looking forward to it. We came the week that they both came up #1 in the heel system, so maybe we waited just at the right point in time. It's not often that you have two teams from one school be undefeated this late into the year. You're into the almost middle of January now. But not only both undefeated, but both rated #1 in the heel point systems. And they ought to feel pretty proud about the group of athletes they have here in the program that they're running right now.
Both teams at 10-0. In our first game tonight, the Lady Buccaneers will face a 5-5 Richmond team. A Richmond team that they defeated quite handily early in the season by a score of 65-36. So if that holds true, we expect to see a lot of Lady Buccaneers in action tonight.
Yes, I think that that's one of the luxuries of playing at home and having a good squad. Is there are games that you're going to be able to get all of the players in and give them some meaningful playing time as opposed to just practice time. So it'll be interesting. We'll hope that we get all the names right and get everybody listed as we last time we did a game for on Channel 9. Everybody got in the book. Let's hope we do the same thing here tonight.
And we had excellent response last year. I know Brad said he got something like 125 phone calls as he was playing the tape. So we appreciate those fans that called in last year. Looking at some of the names for Georges Valley, you know, as we make some of these comments, some of the things we say are going to be so very obvious to the Georges Valley fans. But since Channel 9 is carried through the greater Rockland area, out towards Warren, right into Camden, Rockport, we want to be sure everybody knows about the players here tonight. So we'll be making comments, hopefully, that will be appropriate to all concerned.
You're right, Jim, and not only that, but if this is the only night that we could get here to watch the game, this is probably one of the few nights or the times that the people from Rockland get over and see these two fine teams. So they might not be as aware, and we're going to try to do the best job we can of getting everybody comfortable and aware as the horn sounds. They've been called off to the sides, and I believe they're going to have an introduction of the starting lineups, and we'll try to pick that up as they go and keep up with what's going on out here on the court.
Of course, in the Mid-Maine Conference, they do play a girls and boys doubleheader back-to-back. This has been the custom for a number of years. Both JV teams would be on the road tonight in Richmond. That's the way they do it. Other schools, as we talked about before, in the Rockland telecast, do it on different nights with varsity boys and girls playing on different nights. And, of course, a lot of the Class B teams, Rockland, Camden, Rockport, and so forth, do it on the same night at the alternating sites, meaning boys and girls split for the occasion. And, well, the buzzer goes again, and here we go.
First game between the visiting Richmond Bobcats and your Georges Valley Lady Buccaneers. Number 11, Tina James.
Tina James will start for Richmond. Jeannie Biscoff. Nancy Small is wearing 32. 22 is Janet Small. And Shannon Pearson. We have some more number changes, Len?
Well, I thought I got them all, Jim, but I might have missed a couple. We've also missed a person on that team.
Chrissy Strong, certainly one of the best athletes in the state. Becca Merrifield.
A 5'3" senior, number 4, Denise Rytky.
Denise Rytky. Number 4.
Number 20,
Ann Betts, who had a great game here last year, we recall.
Number 12,
Christine Rackliff. And head coach Dwight Henry, assisted by Jim Watts.
Tonight's officials are Mr. Charles and Mr. Whitman. Thank you.
Referees Don Petrosky and they said a Mr. Redmond. I'm not sure what his first name is. Let's see, we're going to have a national anthem. Nobody's standing, so I guess not.
I think I've got the names right, Jim, but the numbers right, but I think we've got a problem because I end up with 2 14s.
Well, hopefully the official book isn't that way, because we'd have a problem here to start with.
Well, I'll try to, we'll do the best we can on this half, and I'll try to straighten it out at half, but I end up with getting 2 14s from the list.
All right, just about ready for basketball action here. The Lady Buccaneers of Georges Valley against the Richmond Bobcats. And Betts jumping, gets the tap to Chris Strong. Chris spins into the lane, and they're going to call a foul. Official underneath was calling it a tie-up. Outside official calls a foul, and Coach Gary Carter immediately says, hey, look at the other official. But Chris Strong is going to shoot 2 shots. 5 seconds into the ball game. Chris, 5'7" senior. Around the rim, rattles off, no good. Chris dips, swish, 1-0, Lady Buccaneers. The Richmond Bobcats, number 11, Tina James, brings it up very slowly. Being guided by Merrifield. Ball, high post, tracked down by Biscoff. Now they move it on the left side to Nancy Small. We'll see if Richmond trying to slow the pace down. We don't know how they played earlier, but right now they're trying to be very patient. There's a drive into the hoop, up and no good. And it's going to be a Richmond basketball.
Interesting offense right now by the Bobcats. They seem to be running a stack and then trying to jump out and get some person free.
There's a shot up and no good by Biscoff, but she's going to go to the foul line.
Chrissy Strong certainly making her presence known. She got the opening tap, went down in, drew a foul, got 1 for 2. She just had a rebound bounce off of her onto the basket. Now she's committed the foul, so she's been involved in a lot of the action here in the first 38 seconds.
Foul shot is good. Jeannie Biscoff. A 1-1 the score. 7:22 first quarter. Foul shot is no good. A rebound to Betts. Here's Strong. Strong picks up the pace. Stops. Shoots. Back rim no good. Gets her own rebound. Goes underneath. Pass off. Up and good. Christine Rackliff takes the pass from Strong. Makes it 3-1 Georges Valley. 1 minute into the ball game. Tina James coming back. James goes all the way. Around the rim. No good. Rebound by Rackliff. Rytky hands off to Strong. Strong coming down the middle. Looks underneath, goes to the left side to Rytky. Shot up and good.
Nice shot by Becca Merrifield.
That was Becca Merrifield? I'm sorry, Len. That was Becca Merrifield, number 5. Back the other way. We're going to call that, I'm going to call that Shannon Pearson.
I think it's Shannon Pearson.
It's 2 14s again, Lenny. We're off to a roaring start as Strong's pass is knocked away underneath. 5-3 Georges Valley. As they say, wouldn't you know it, Len? They have only 9 girls dressed for the game.
And they had 10 listed on the official book, so yeah, no wonder I'm confused.
Rytky, double team, looks for help. Bounce pass to Rackliff. Swish! Christine Rackliff makes it 7-3, Lady Buccaneers.
Shots like that are going to open up that inside because Richmond seems to be trying real hard to box it down in.
Pass by Richmond goes astray. Strong leading past the Bats. Catches it back to Strong in the lane. Up and no good. She tumbles to the floor, and Christine will get up.
Yeah, Christine was really out of control at that time, went off the wrong foot, and I think got a little bit of a hip or a knee or something. Came down pretty hard, but bounced right back up, thank goodness. You heard a collective gasp over on the bench, and Coach Dwight Henry's heart just missed a flutter when Christina landed that hard, but she got right up, so maybe that's why she wears those knee pads.
Well, she played a whole couple of seasons of varsity soccer. And Betts hits the foul shot. We can't call it boys soccer. We'll just say the Georges Valley soccer team. So I'm sure she's had some hard contact there. And Betts, 2 for 2 at the line. Nice touch. 9-3 Georges Valley. Quickly taking control here. 5:35 left, opening quarter. Tina James all the way with the left hand. Goes back outside to Pearson. 22 small. There's a pop shot up and no good. Rebound by Betts. Here comes Chris Strong. Down the middle. Changes hands on the dribble. Throws it up. Around the rim. Drops through. Nice soft touch and it rolled in. 11-3. Lady Buccaneers. Tina James bringing up very methodical every time, Lenny.
Yes, she does, Jim, and she's trying to keep this thing down, and they seem to try to set up number 14 quite often. She's been their shooter.
Shannon Pearson misses. Rebound by Richmond, no good. Rebound on the floor. Rytky and Betts with it. Merrifield fakes, watches the player go by, and they're going to call her for traveling.
Becca got down where the big people were, and she wasn't quite in position to shoot, and she tried to bring it back out, and it was a little bit of a drag of the foot there.
A little more pressure in the backcourt by Georges Valley. Now they back off just a little bit. Pearson. Right corner. Biscoff. High off the rim. No good. Rebound Betts. To Strong. Picking up the pace. Strong through traffic. Little trouble. Loses the ball. Regains it and passes to Christine Rackliff, who laid it in off glass to quickly jump out to a 10-point lead. 13-3. 4:12 left to go. First quarter. Things going pretty much as expected the first half of this quarter, Lenny.
Yes, Jim, and actually it looks like a couple of times Georges Valley's put on pressure just to pick up the pace of this game. They seem to want to be able to run and work with the ball. The other thing Georges Valley's done is they've made very efficient use of their times down the court.
Pressure on the backcourt. Richmond tries to get away from it with a long pass, and they did it. Nancy Small went to the hoop, missed the shot, but she's going to be shooting too.
The interior passing of the Georges Valley girls has been very impressive, Jim. They've had several times gone down and deep and come up with a layup. So they've done a very nice job.
Nancy Small, listed as a sophomore. Richmond Bobcats. Misses the first one, she'll get one more. Taking plenty of time. No good again. Rebound. Picked up by Strong. Outlet pass. Shot up and no good by Rytky. Knocked out of bounds will be Georges Valley basketball.
I think we're going to say that's Kim Smith coming in for the Bobcats, Jim.
Okay, and a foul off the first pass here. Foul on Richmond. Give that to Tina James. Rytky inbounding it to Merrifield, and she lost it out of bounds. It'll be Richmond basketball. Still 3:50 to go, opening quarter. Georges Valley 13, Richmond 3. Richmond breaks the press a little bit better that time. Biscoff goes to the hoop, and she's fouled.
And that's two very quick fouls on Ann Betts, who certainly seems to play that middle very well for the Buccaneers, Jim. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. They've tried to up the tempo and put some pressure, and it's been beaten by a long pass, and Ann's been stuck alone twice in a row down there.
Jeannie Biscoff, the first of two. No good. Richmond having a little problem with the foul line here.
They're only 1 out of 5 at this point.
The second one rattles off as well. Rebound. That was number 12 in the ball game. Rackliff. Shot up and good. Chris Strong. Pressure in the backcourt by the Lady Buccaneers. They're up by 12. There's a long pass down court. Going to the hoop, up and good. Nancy Small. And Coach Gary Carter says, let's do that a few more times. 15-5. Strong coming back. Corner to Betts. Return pass. They tried a little give and go there. And Richmond played pretty good defense. Denise Rytky to inbound. Goes to Merrifield. inside the Rackliff. Rackliff has to get out quickly and not quick enough. 3-second violation. Richmond trying to be as successful as they were last time breaking the press. And it's going to be a red ball. Knocked out of bounds. Almost had a souvenir line.
I don't want those.
Kim Smith, number 12. Richmond rotating it around. Biscoff on a drive. Biscoff forces it up and good. Jeannie Biscoff makes it 15-7, Georges Valley. 2:40 to go, opening quarter. Strong, high post to Betts. Betts fakes, goes to the hoop, up off the boards, no good. And Betts will shoot 2.
That was a nice quick move by Ann. She got the ball at the foul line. She faked and then went down deep and had about an 8-foot jump shot. A little bit hard, but she got fouled and got a chance to do something at the line.
And Betts, 5'9", senior, hits it again. I think she's going for a 4th straight line. Is that right?
You've got it. 4 in a row.
4 for 4 at the line tonight for Ann Betts. 17-7. Lady Bucs keeping that 10-point margin. Here's a steal. Strong bounce pass up and good. Christine Rackliff as the Lady Buccaneers make the pressure work that time.
Excellent
Richmond in some trouble right now.
Excellent pass by Chrissy Strong.
They break it. They go down. Stolen away by Strong. The ball deflected. Georges Valley regains. Rytky to Merrifield. Back to Rytky. Strong, top of the key. Strong fakes. Takes the set shot. Hits it.
And the Bobcat girl looks over and says, "Coach, you told me to let her take the 15-footer. How come?"
Traveling on Richmond. And we have 5 new players with Georges Valley Lane. Just as we're getting used to the first group.
Let's hope that these numbers are correct, Jim. These are the ones that we're really here to talk a little bit about.
21-7 as they come in with 1:54 to go, opening quarter. Number 10 is Jaimee Watts. 15 is Neala Curtis. Let's see. Way out top it goes to Rachel Gnade. Gnade handles the ball. To Watts. Ball deflected. Picked up by Gnade. Gnade going to come back with it. Bounce pass. Shut off. They have to go back outside. Now Richmond does come up with a steal. Tina James coming back for the Bobcats. Out top. We haven't even got a 20 listed either. We got a 20 for Richmond in there. So there's a hook shot by Tina James.
I think 20 is Heidi Costin off their book.
It'll be Richmond ball from underneath their own basket as we near the 1-minute mark.
Coach Carter continues to make shuffling of his players. I think everyone's been in for several minutes as he goes. He's only got 9 on the bench, but it's...
I was going to say, it's not going to take long. Richmond inbounds it. Tina James to Small. That's Janet Small. She walks in, takes the set shot, misses. Rebound on the floor. Who's got it? Richmond picks it up. That's Janet Small, 22. Now 20. A shot up and no good. Heidi Costin again, no good. Lady Bucs looked for the rebound.
Heidi did a nice job that time, Jim. She shot, followed it, and got the rebound, and wasn't able to put that back in, but it created a turnover. Now we've got a foul on the Bobcats.
I think Stephanie Miller is going to be going to the foul line for the 1-on-1. Stephanie, 5'8", sophomore, wearing number 13. Foul shot's good.
I'll get rid of the cobwebs real quick, and then the butterflies go out. They make your first foul shot. Nothing but net.
I'm sure these players have seen a lot of action this year because of some of the margins that the Lady Bucs have won by. Foul shot this time is no good. A rebound goes to Watts. Now 15 is Curtis. Gnade signaling a play with 36 seconds to go. Lady Bucs by 15 against Richmond opening quarter. The shot up and good. Jaimee Watts hits the bottom of the net. They're pressuring in the backcourt. Tina James brings it up. Janet Small, less than 10 seconds now. Bounce pass to James. Looking at the clock. And it won't count. And there's the end of the first quarter from Georges Valley High School. With the score, the Lady Buccaneers 24, Richmond Bobcats 7. All right, Lenny, as we indicated about halfway through the quarter, pretty much as expected, and I guess at the end of the quarter we can say the same thing.
Yes, and the second group that came out for the Buccaneers really took a minute or so to get their legs down, but now they seem to be very confident and working the ball well.
And they're going to start the second quarter. Up by 17, Stephanie Miller to Gnade. Gnade dribbles the right side, gets bumped. Watts, number 10, puts it on the floor. Now she's got to get rid of it. 14, Michelle Collins, haven't called her yet. Underneath, they're in a little trouble. Finally, Watts takes the ball, no good. Rebound up and no good by Collins. And Georges Valley hustles. Nice hustle by Michelle Collins. Gnade will try to set it up. 30 seconds into the second quarter. Watts comes to Collins. Underneath, Miller forces a shot up. No good. Rebound. Out of bounds. It'll be Richmond ball.
Boy, it seemed like all 10 were down in that paint area as they were cutting through and playing a little bit of a zone.
The ball almost stolen away by Neala Curtis, but she was on the inline. Ball stolen back. Stephanie Miller stops. Gives to Gnade. Gnade, plenty of room, takes the set shot, spins it off, no good. Rebound in the lane. Watts shoots it up and fouled from the right of the lane.
This Lady Buccaneer group right now really seem to be controlling it. It's almost like we're playing downhill. We've been on this side of the court now for the entire quarter. It's a little over a minute old, and it hasn't crossed half court yet. So they're doing a good job and getting some quality time in against the Bobcats.
And Jaimee Watts for the Lady Bucs. And I'm not sure that would have counted anyway, but Neala Curtis sort of lost their balance there.
Looks like someone flinched on the line, and
which it's a two-shot foul. So, and now everybody getting faked out. I don't know what Jaimee Watts.
And the hard part about it is those are her teammates who are stepping in.
I know it.
They know the way she shoots them, I think.
Another steal for Georges Valley. Curtis with the ball. Curtis to Gnade. And Lenny, we still haven't got the ball over half court. In the lane, up and good, off the glass. Michelle Collins, 5'7" sophomore, makes it 26-7. Bobcats, to say the least, in a whole lot of trouble. Ball deflected. You're going to watch the 10-second count here. It's got to be close to 10 seconds. And it's got to be 10. And finally it is, and we still haven't got it up.
Haven't officially gotten over half court in a little over a minute and a half.
Richmond is 5-5 coming in here, so they're certainly capable of winning some games, but I think after losing by 29 points on their home court, they had to be a little skeptical coming in here tonight.
I think you're right, Jim, and we're seeing why right now. These Lady Bucs, well coached, well drilled. The second group's come in, and after getting ready, they're moving the ball and doing their cutting, and just exactly what a coach would want.
Miller with the ball, deflected away from her. Goes to Watts. Out top to Gnade. 6 minutes to go, second quarter. 26-7, Lady Buccaneers. Watts with the ball. Fakes again. Has to get help and deflected. A nice steal. Shannon Pearson coming back. Up and no good. Rebound. Looks like Georges Valley. Yes. That was Neala Curtis that came down with it. Watts tries to go through the middle. Too many Bobcats there. And nice hustle by Stephanie Miller as she came back to tie up Nancy Small. The arrow is going to go Bobcat way, however.
Let's see if they can cross half court twice in a row, Jim. Coach Henry trying to get some of his first team back in and maybe get the ball headed more towards the basket than around the foul line.
Strong and Betts returned anyway. Ball goes way down to the left of the foul line. Biscoff looks underneath. Biscoff gets the ball back, being guarded by Strong. Gives up her dribble, has to go way out top to Pearson in the right corner. They rotate it around now. 22 is Janet Small. And contact out by the three-point line. And that foul, of course, is going to be on Michelle Collins.
I bet it's on 14, one way or the other, since they both ran together. But Lady Buccaneers moving their feet well in that zone and, you know, putting a little bit of a pressure zone on the Bobcats.
We're in a non-shooting situation. Bobcats inbound from underneath their own basket. Pearson to Janet Small. Back to Pearson. Looking underneath. Biscoff. Biscoff fights her way clear. Off the glass. No good. Rebound. Strong had a hand on it. And finally picked up by Collins. Strong into the lane. Left of the lane. Shoots off the rim. No good. Follows her own shot. On the floor we go. Releasing quickly out to Collins. No good. Rebound Richmond. Pearson comes with the rebound to Janet Small. Gives up her dribble now. Out of the corner, Biscoff got up out of the rim. That was it. No good. Rebound, Janet Small. 32, Nancy Small. Pearson holds the ball high above her head. Being guarded by Collins. They go baseline with it. Forced up and no good by Nancy Small, and the Georges Valley girls are going to come back with it.
No shot, and she was actually almost behind the backboard when she tried that. That was almost like frustration. We have to shoot here pretty quick.
Well, they had a lot of patience and ended up really with not a good shot at all after this patience. Here's a long shot by Gnade, no good. Rebound to Janet Small, the Richmond Bobcats.
Richmond has packed it back in, Jim, and really sealed off the Georges Valley motion down the middle. We've got Lisa Kaiser coming in for her first time, I think, tonight. So 11 out of the 12 Buccaneer girls have been in.
'15 is Gina Biscoff on a drive. Up and a little short. No good. Betts with a rebound. A long court pass. Nice hustle to save it. Neala Curtis in the lane. We're going to have steps finally.
That's
no
a shame.
basket.
That was a nice play by Chris Strong to chase that ball down in the corner and come back and give a pretty nice pass.
Pearson way down. Saw it telegraph that one. Neala Curtis to Strong. Strong fires and hits. Chris Strong. 28-7. 3 minutes to go in the half. Biscoff out by the three-point line. It goes to Pearson. Janet Small. And there's Pearson for 3 points. Double figures for the Bobcats at 10.
The only reason why this game's close now is that Buccaneers have only scored 4 points this quarter in almost 4.5 minutes.
Return pass goes to Strong. Dishes off to Betts. Up and in. And that shows the all-around play of Chris Strong as she took a pass from Curtis. So Curtis to Strong to Betts for the Lady Bucs basket that time down. 30-10. Driving in from the left side is Biscoff. No good. Rebound Betts. Betts looks for help. Finds it in Strong. Pass to Kaiser. Knocked out of bounds by Richmond. And let's see, we have Meredith Jones, I think, checking in for the first time.
I think you're right, and I believe that's all 12 of the Lady Bucs have been in, so Coach Henry certainly using his bench. Nice pass.
Return pass. The Betts up and good.
Nice little move by Ann Betts to square up and make that a nice easy layup on the return pass from Chrissy Strong.
Ball stolen away. Lisa Kaiser to Strong. Strong whirls in from the left side. No good. Rebound Richmond, tied up by Strong. Arrow points in the direction of the Georges Valley Lady Buccaneers. 32-10. And the referee's going to start the count here, and they'll have to release it quickly. And finally, they come up with the ball. As a little bit disorganized there. 22
First time
Jones.
all night they've looked a little bit off.
That's right. The only minus tonight. Shot up and no good. Rebound Bobcats. Chrissy Strong all over Shannon Pearson. Goes down to Biscoff, and she walked.
Good defense against. Good defense by the Christina Rackliff, caused that girl to walk. So good defense can certainly help the offense. Turned it over to him.
Kaiser took the pass from Strong off the inbounds, gives it back to Chris Strong. Slows down the pace a little bit. Goes from Betts back to Strong. Looking around, back to Betts. And they kept working that play until finally Ann Betts laid it in.
They almost have a real sense of working well together. You could see it without even any verbal communication.
I'm sure they've done that play a few times when we haven't been here, Lenny. Richmond having a hard time even getting a shot here as they throw it away. 1:04 to go. First half. Strong walks it up, directs a little traffic. 12 is Rackliff. Back to Strong. To Kaiser.
I think he's having him work on something on this in terms of maybe 4 corners at the end of a game that might be important.
Now let's see if we have a backdoor cut here off of this. Strong. Again, going to back it out to Rackliff. 25 seconds to go. Kaiser to Rackliff. Kaiser goes into the backcourt.
Had she not touched the ball until the cross, it wouldn't have been backcourt, and then she touched it and then stepped over and called by the referee as a backcourt. So the Buccaneers worked it down and then just got a little bit impatient on an outside pass.
It appeared they really weren't doing it in a relaxed way. It seemed to be a little forced, Lenny. That's about again, the only negative thing. We're less than 10 seconds here. There's a long shot up and no good. Strong the air ball with 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Strong from half court. Oh, it would have counted. Hit the rim and fell away. The Lady Buccaneers out to a big lead at halftime. The score at the half, Georges Valley 34 and Richmond 10.
back here at halftime, Jim, we'll go over the statistics. It won't take very long for the Bobcats, but we can talk a little bit more about the Georges Valley girls. For the Bobcats, Jeannie Bischoff had 3, Nancy Small had 2, and Shannon Pearson, who is a correct 14, we found out at halftime, has half the team's points. Unfortunately, half the team's points is only 5, with a total of only 10. They also shot fairly poorly from the foul line. They only made 1 out of 6. They didn't even get to the foul line in the second quarter, because it took them a minute and a half at the beginning to even get across that midcourt line. So by not going inside, by not trying to pressure, they're not going to create some opportunities for themselves.
And the only score they had was that 3-pointer outside by Pearson.
In the entire quarter. So that tells you about the way the game has gone. For the Buccaneers, on the other hand, they have 6 people in the scoring book already. All 12 of the team played in that quarter. And Betts, strong second quarter, some nice interior passing, quite often from Chrissy Strong, for a total of 10. Becca Merrifield had 2. Chrissy Strong had 9. 8 for Christina Rackliff. Michelle Collins had 2. Stephanie Miller had the 1, and Jaimee Watts had 2. So not many foul shots taken by the Lady Bucs, but they made 6 out of 10, so that's 60%. That's pretty good. It also shows that they were creating a little something down inside and caused the fouling by the Bobcat. So let's sit back and enjoy and watch the #1 team in Class C play against a team that's going to have to work real hard to make them work hard, get them a better team tonight.
And we want to point out for the fans not from Georges Valley that, of course, we're talking Western Maine Class C, as we're sort of at the crossroads in the Mid-Coast area where teams can go sort of either direction. And, their tournament, of course, will be at the Augusta Civic Center, which I think is one of the better places to play. Now, I grew up in Westbrook, and a lot of times at the Blue Blazers. Yeah. The old Expo used to sort of be a tournament type situation. Then they went to Augusta Civic Center a little bit. And, Cumberland County Civic Center doesn't have the atmosphere for me. It's a hockey arena. The noise doesn't carry as well. Bangor is a very noisy place to play in an atmosphere. But, of course...
unless you get there late and have to go way up top.
Well, it's old. You don't have that. I think Augusta is probably the best place to play. I like the way they handle the PA system and so forth over there. But... we're underway the second half, and Georges Valley will be looking maybe to go to the finals. They've had a lot of success over there, but have not made that final game, so I'm sure...
Let's hope they do. I have a question for you, Jim. If Georges Valley is in Western Maine and Rockland is in Eastern Maine, is the town line where East meets West?
It could be. We'll check it out in the Atlas or something. 34-10, just underway. There's a long bomb. Christine Radcliffe, long 2-pointer.
Christina had a real good first quarter and didn't score in the second, so she said, I'm going to take care of that right now.
Pearson to Biscoff. Biscoff fakes, goes in from the left side, and she's tried that move before, and this time it went very nicely for her. 36-12, Lady Bucs. Jim Toomey along with Len Goki and Brad Benner on a Friday night from Georges Valley High School. Ball going inside to Strong, forces her way through, and Chris Strong will go to the foul line.
Does it look to you as if Coach Dwight Henry's trying something different? He's got Ann Betts and Christina Rackliff out front now, and I don't recall that in the first half, and he seems to have his guards down in the middle and across. Let's watch it for a couple minutes, see if there's something different doing.
If it works better than the first half, Richmond's really going to be in trouble. As Chris Strong, as most people know, getting a lot of attention and has chosen, University of Maine, going to play for Trish Roberts next year, and as she makes the second one, we would see her playing a lot next year for the Lady Black Bears.
I'm sure you will.
Richmond trying to get something together here. Out of the corner, good. 22, Janet Small. Coach Gary Carter, I must say, encouraging his troops here tonight, and what's going to be a long uphill battle, but he's trying to be very positive over there. I think he respects Georges Valley. And Betts spins it off, no good. Strong for the rebound, up and in. Is that what you call a strong rebound?
Absolutely, Jim.
40-14. I'm sure nobody's ever thought of that either. Tina James walks it in.
The lady over here groaned when you said it, Jim. Be careful.
Tina James walks it in to Janet Small to Biscoff. Biscoff fires it up. No luck that time. Missed everything. Chris Strong coming back. Likes to go down the middle with it. takes a good look at what's going on underneath. Rytky stops a dribble, bounce pass to Rackliff. Rackliff with some room. No good. A rebound, Richmond. Janet Small. Now picking up the pace a little bit is Pearson to Biscoff. See if she fakes and drives. No, she goes back to Janet Small. Biscoff fires it up and hits. Or rather, that was Pearson. Pearson hit that one, Lenny, my call. And Richmond having a little fun here because at least they're scoring, but they got to stop the Lady Bucs to make any inroads. Entry pass goes into Strong. No good. Nice lead pass by Becca Merrifield. It didn't go, but Chris will go back to the foul line.
Whatever Coach Gary Carter said to them seems to have worked. They've scored 6 points very quickly here in this quarter, and they seem to be having a little, like I say, have a little fun. They're getting open shooting.
No good. Chris will get one more. 5:36 to go in the third quarter. Lady Bucs out in front since the early going. The margin now 41-16 as Chris goes 1 for 2 at the foul line. That trip down. Tina James, left side to Pearson. Janet Small. The Bobcats moving the ball around with Pearson to James. Pearson with some room again, and she hits again. Shannon Pearson. And we'll see if they try to pick up her a little tighter.
Certainly has found a spot that she's comfortable at.
Strong. 5 is Merrifield. Rackliff goes inside the Betts. Betts gets out of trouble. Rytky, Strong works baseline. Bounce pass stolen away. Janet Small. Pearson, a long pass down court. Janet Small picks it up. Biscoff out top to James. James finally takes one, and she hit it. Lenny, I was just about to say she hasn't taken a shot and not much of a threat, and she hits the three-pointer.
The coach is telling her, take it, take it, take it. And boy, she said, okay.
41-21. Nothing to worry about the Lady Bucs, but Richmond feeling a little bit better about their offense. Rackliff holds the ball high above her head. Bounce pass to Strong. Strong takes the jump shot. She hits the jump shot from about 16 feet out. 43-21.
Very quickly, Christy Strong has 7 points this quarter.
Tina James to Pearson. They try to go inside from Small to Biscoff. Stolen away by Lady Bucs. Strong picked up a dribble. Has to go to Rackliff. And Chris Strong will now bring it up. She quickly picks up the pace. Goes down the middle, up and in. And she sort of put it in another gear there and left everybody just watching.
How can anyone on the other team let her go that coast to coast like that without someone picking her up?
45-21. Georges Valley. Connor to Janet Small. James whips a pass to Biscoff, up and in. Nice pass by Tina James across the lane, but she had some force on it, Len, and it got through.
They've had a good quarter. I mean, they've scored 13. They only scored 10 in the entire half.
And a foul on Biscoff. Well, as Coach Gary Carter, I'm really not familiar with the gentleman, but he has been very encouraging during the first half, and now he's applauding the efforts of the Bobcats as they start to hit some offense. And we have another unit here for Georges Valley. Neala Curtis now to inbound it. Goes into Collins to Gnade. Gnade left to right on the dribble. They try to go inside to Collins, and she was fouled. Four fouls on the team, so we don't shoot yet. Jaimee Watts to inbound this one. Connor to Curtis. Curtis 15. In a little bit of trouble and closely guarded. Nice defense by Richmond.
Yeah, one of those occasions where everybody kind of went away from the girl after she picked up a dribble, and as soon as the defender got what they call closely guarding, the 5-second call started, and we had a turnover.
James walks it up for the Richmond Bobcats. Less than 3 minutes to go, third quarter. 45-23, Georges Valley. James in three-point country. Biscoff on this side for a change. Small. 32, Nancy Small. 22, Janet Small. James from downtown, no good. Rebound battled around. Picked off by Neala Curtis. Brings it up herself. A nice pass to Gnade, but she took steps.
The shame of it is she took the steps just before she got run over by the Richmond girl, and all she got out of it was a bang because her steps killed the play, and therefore there was no foul.
James goes to the left side. Do we have a number 12, Lenny? I keep asking about numbers. Maybe it's like somebody jumps in here.
Kim Smith.
All right. 15, Neala Curtis. The Gnade goes inside to Curtis, and we're going to shoot this one on the 1-on-1.
They very quickly have gotten into the 1-on-1, Jim, with only 6 minutes to play. That's 5 fouls, and that's number 3 on Tina James, so they have at least two of their players with 3 fouls. I don't think it's going to be an issue tonight, but it certainly is going to be something.
Neala Curtis, 5'8" junior, missed that one. Rebound goes to Richmond. James picks up the pace a little bit better this time. Whips a pass. Up and off, no good. By Kim Smith. Rebound to Richmond. Smith. 24. Tracy Bodge in the game. She hasn't played too much, has she, Len? Tracy Bodge?
No, not very little, Jim.
I thought for sure it was Dodge, but it's Bodge. In the lane, throwing it up and no good at the Nancy Small. Rebound. Up and in by Tracy Bodge. 45-25 as we near the 1-minute mark of the third quarter. Gnade doing the playmaking for the second group. Curtis on a drive. Curtis off the back rim, no good. Miller battles for the rebound, but coming back with it is Nancy Small. To Kim Smith. Smith stops. To James. James back to Smith. Smith's going to fire it up left-handed. No good. Rebound by Michelle Collins. Down the lane goes Curtis. Little trouble with the ball. Picked up by Gnade to Miller. Back to Curtis. Way outside again to Gnade. Gnade signaling the play. Collins 14 to Miller to Watts. They ran that one very nicely. Didn't drop, however. It's going to be red ball, says referee Don Petrosky.
The second unit, you know, follows the coach's instructions, runs their plays pretty well, Jim. Haven't gone in the hole as much as I'm sure they'd like, but they've had some good shots.
15 seconds ago, third quarter. Richmond almost lost it. They regained it. Smith to James. Less than 10. Smith way outside to James. Somebody's going to fire it up, and we went down to 0. The buzzer hasn't gone.
Must be one of those clocks that has the 10's going to all of a sudden is going to be buzz.
It's not the NBA, so we don't have 0.1 seconds. It's probably that's what it's going to be. Won't start till it's touched, and there it is. At the end of 3 quarters, the score, Georges Valley 45 and Richmond 25. It'll be Georges Valley ball to open his last quarter. And it looks like the group that finished the quarter pretty much will start for the Lady Bucs. Curtis cross court to Miller, too high, out of bounds.
Well, that was a high, hard one, Jim. That was thrown with a lot of velocity, kind of went off the young lady's hands. But the Bobcats had a pretty good quarter for them, and the Buccaneers obviously do whatever they want anyway, so it's a little more entertaining quarter.
Richmond going to fire one up out of the corner. No good. Janet Small. Rebound by Collins. Here's Watts. Watts stops and travels as she shuffled her feet.
Jaimee seemed to want to take the shot, and then it closed on her, and then she wasn't sure what she was going to do.
And, of course, Georges Valley dropping back here Just an observation, they could have certainly put a lot of pressure on the backcourt. They've elected to drop back most of the night after the first quarter anyway.
Yes, they have, Jim, and they've letting the Bobcats come down and set it up. That was on Jaimee Watts.
And is that the first foul this half on Georges Valley?
Yes. Which says a lot about their ability, but also says something about what the Bobcats have been doing offensively. They're shooting from the outside.
Out of the corner, a long one by Janet Small, no good. It'd be red ball. Shot by Smith, no good. Rebound Gnade. Gnade on the gallop. Gnade all the way up and no good. Wouldn't fall after she went for wire to wire. Rebound by Watts. Curtis, no good. Rebound Watts throws it up, no good. Hustling Stephanie Miller picks it up in the right corner. Back to Gnade. Lady Bucs will set it up. Watts looks inside, fakes, gives to Curtis. Curtis gives it back to Gnade. Gnade in three-point land takes it, no good. Rebound. It's still White as two Georges Valley girls go hustling for it for apparently no reason, I guess, Len.
Must have just nicked one of the Bobcat girls off the rim, and the Georges Valley girls didn't see it. The referee did, though.
Jaimee Watts says break. Nobody moves very much, but Gnade finally helps out. Inside, a nice move up and no good by Collins, and she's in there battling and finally is fouled.
Nice use of the left hand by Michelle Collins. Was a little bit short. She got the rebound, and as a result, she's going to go to the foul line. Chance to get on the scorebook with a couple of foul shots. I should say she already has a basket, Jim, but try to get in the second half here.
Lisa Kaiser has returned. And Denise Rytky, number 14, Michelle Collins, 5'7" sophomore, misses that one. She'll get one more. 6:23 to go in the ball game. Georges Valley by 20. And still 20 as she misses that one. Here comes Richmond. Tina James tries to go all the way. Trouble in the lane. Richmond will retain possession. Inbounding.
And that was over to Marcia Jew when she was off Marcia Jew's hands.
What's her name?
Jew.
Okay.
That's what
Marcy
they call me over there.
Guiu. As we near the 6-minute mark. Georges Valley offense is slow a little bit lately. And Collins to Curtis, back to Collins. It goes from the other side. She sort of spun around. Rebound by the Bobcats. Ball deflected as Denise Rytky, one of the starters, back in. Tina James played the whole game out there. There's a shot out of the corner, up and no good by Costin. Collins in a little trouble. Hustling Rytky. Who's got it? Finally, Kaiser comes down with it to Gnade. Gnade out of the right corner. Takes the shot. No good. Rebound batted around. Guiu is in there, tipping it over to Tina James. Underneath. Good idea, but went astray. Tracy Bodge could not come up with it.
Play getting a little bit frantic out there right now, and the effort is there, but it's just not very smooth. And I think Coach Henry wants these girls working on something. He's brought in Chris Strong to add a little stability.
Strong to Kaiser. Kaiser a long set shot. Back rim, no good. Rebound Strong, up and good, off the glass.
Not only stability, but probably a lot of offense when she comes in.
Well, we saw her do that a lot last year, following her own shot, and I think she potentially could be multi-dimensional at 5'7", even at the college level. And there's going to be a two-shot foul. Neela Curtis is going to send Heidi Costin to the foul line.
I've enjoyed watching Chrissy when she's in there playing defense. She's almost like a rover on defense. She always goes to where someone's needed, but whenever the ball is on the floor or in the air, she seems to be very close to it. Enjoyable player to watch.
Costin misses that one. She'll get one more. She gets this one. 47-26. Strong stops the dribble. Goes to Rytky. Back to Strong. And 22, Meredith Jones in the ball game. Bounce pass to Strong. Looks inside. Now they go to Rytky. No good on a travel.
Yeah, she wanted to put it down. She wanted to shoot, and she wasn't sure, but unfortunately the feet were going.
4:20 to go in the ball game. As pace sort of slowed a little bit as far as offense goes, as expected as we change combinations.
That third quarter was by far the most enjoyable in terms of up and down action and getting the ball in the basket.
Biscoff on a drive, front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Kaiser to Strong. Strong immediately picks up the pace, looks up court. Working out left corner now. Bounce pass to Rytky. Another bounce pass to Jones. Back to Rytky, fakes. To Jones. To Rytky. Strong goes inside, and Gnade working inside. She's in the tall timbers, and 3 seconds, and Rachel Gnade wanted the ball in there, and finally she got it.
And I think she felt like when she got it, she had exactly what she wanted. It was a spin move. She spun right into one of the Bobcat girls, and she just didn't realize the girl was there.
22 now, Janet Small. Because I think Tita James sat down, did she, for the first time? I think she
I don't
did.
see her out there, yes. Also, Ann Betts has come in.
Out of the corner, no good by Costin. Strong. To Kaiser. Kaiser, swish! Lisa Kaiser, 5'6" sophomore. 49-26, 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Swish again at this end.
Kim Smith on that long left-handed shot.
49-28. Betts to Strong. Now there's Rytky, three-point attempt. Bang! Denise Rytky looked around and said, "Thank you very much."
You almost want to give her that, because if you don't, then you open up the inside for the rest of them, but it's wide there.
High off the rim, no good by Costin. Rebound by Betts to Strong. Kaiser stops, puts it off the boards, and good. Lisa Kaiser.
Nice pass by Christy Strong, and nice move by Lisa Kaiser to get herself ready to shoot.
54-28, 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Lady Bucs in control from the outset. Biscoff, air ball, no good. Strong, sneaking away is Kaiser. Kaiser, up and in. And Kaiser, I think, 3 buckets this quarter.
3 buckets very quickly, and all on nice speed. She's probably going to go out and buy Christy Strong a milkshake or something afterwards.
Out of the corner, Costin. Out top to Janet Small, and she's fouled by Denise Rytky.
But only the 3rd foul by the Buccaneers in this half, Jim, in a non-shooting situation. So they certainly haven't put the Bobcats to the foul line very much at all in the entire game.
Don't forget, on tape, we have the Georges Valley Buccaneers against the Bobcats in boys varsity action to follow this game on Channel 9. Ball stolen away from Pearson. Betts ahead of the pack, up and in Betts.
You could see Ann setting that up for a left-handed layup all the way down. Good steal by Ann.
Smith to Janet Small. 1 minute to go. Ball taken away by Gnade. And possession arrow will go in the direction of Richmond.
The Lady Bobcats look a little tired now. Not only are they getting beat badly, but I think they're just exhausted. They've been running 9 in as against the 12, and the 12 were quicker to start with.
Smith, another long one. This time it's no good. Rebound. Richmond tries to save it. They do. And here comes Rachel Gnade with a steal. Bounce pass across the lane. Up and good. Neala Curtis on a nicely executed play for the Lady Bucs.
Nice pass. She took her time and set it up nicely.
I haven't noticed the scoreboard change the last couple of times, Lenny, but... Rebound. Richmond off the miss. No good. Rebound in the lane. And they're going to call a foul. Finally, they do change it, Lenny. I was right. It's 60 to 28. I figured you were checking. You had your socks off, counting your toes and everything down there.
I was on my fingers the 4th time around, but I lost count.
60 to 28. And Nancy Small. Around the rim and in.
Would you call that rolling a ball in?
Only 30 seconds to go. Two for two at the line for Nancy Small.
Nice job by Coach Carter for the Bobcats. She's telling them how good they're doing on the foul shots. They're
Very good.
lose badly, but he's trying to get something positive.
He has been very positive tonight. Kicking the ball, Bobcats. It'll be Lady Bucs ball from underneath their own basket. Jaimee Watts to trigger it in. To Merrifield. Way out. Deflected. That was Gnade with a long shot. Coming back this way is Small. And she was fouled.
I think Rachel Gnade wants to be a big person down underneath. She seems to like to get down there, and that was a good block. A good attempt at a block. The referee saw the foul, so we got someone going back to the line again.
60 to 30. Nancy Small makes it 31.
And she's hit 3 straight foul shots in the last 20 seconds.
Nice touch. 60-32. We're down to 12 seconds now. Georges Valley. Curtis to Watts. Back to Curtis. Curtis. Nice bounce pass to Gnade. Up and in. And there's the buzzer. And nice execution.
Nice play to go out on, Jim. It was beautifully done. A nice pass and a good layup.
And the whole Georges Valley squad congratulating each other on this team victory. Everybody played pretty well. And they end up winning 62 to 32 over the Richmond Bobcats. And again, Richmond pretty much outsized a little bit and only had 9 people dressed for the game. And again, we don't know the gentleman, but we saw Coach Carter over there, Gary Carter, being very positive throughout the game. And even to the very end, Lenny, I looked over there with 12 seconds and he was cheering the foul shot. So I'd like to see that in this day and age, as he tried to make it as a positive experience for his girls as he could, coming against this tough Georges Valley Lady Buccaneer team.
You're right, Jimmy. You'd have to have a very positive attitude when you're getting almost double by the score and trying to work on some good things. But he did, and that's what it's all about. And certainly from Coach Henry's point of view, he gave everybody on his team some meaningful playing time, made some different combinations. Everybody was a part of it. 12 of the girls played, 11 of them scored. And, you know, he did, I think, what you have to do. You play your ball, and he tried to up the tempo a little bit, but then he calmed it down and let him go back into his zone so that it could be just basketball, not a how much can we beat you by, but we just want to beat you.
Okay, in just a couple of seconds, we'll have the stats for you. And then following the post-game show, we'll be right back with you with some comments about our second game of the doubleheader as the also undefeated boys team, the Georges Valley Buccaneers, take on Richmond. So stay tuned to Channel 9 Sports.
Well, Jim, we'll welcome back as we get ready the beginning of the boys' game. We'll go quickly over the stats for the girls' game and then see if Jim and I have a minute to at least talk about the boys' game. For the Richmond Bobcats, Tina James had 3, Jeannie Bischoff had 7, Kim Smith had 2, Tracy Bodge 2, Nancy Small 6, Janet Small had 2, 9 for Shannon Pearson, their top scorer, and then 1 for Heidi Costin for a total of 32 points. For the Georges Valley Buccaneers, we had Ann Betts was 12, Becca Merrifield had 2, Denise Rytky had 3, 20 for Chrissy Strong, Neela Curtis had 2, Rachel Gnade had 2, Christina Rackliff, strong start when they really needed her, had 10, Michelle Collins had 2, 6 for Lisa Kaiser down near the end, Stephanie Miller had 1, and 2 for Jaimee Watts, a total of 62 points. Good ball game. They obviously were the better team, and they showed it, and they did it, and they did it with style, did it with class. Let's talk a little bit about the boys' game, Jim, since we're running out of time.
All right, Georges Valley, again, as we said earlier, 10-0, number 1, Western Maine Class C, going against the Richmond Bobcats, 4-6. And earlier this season, down in Richmond, it was a Georges Valley victory, 68-46, and they led at halftime, 47-22. So again, the boys from Richmond coming in probably with the same type of feeling as their girls team did. We didn't do very good at home. We're going against an undefeated team now on their home court, so they're going to have to play very well to stay with the Georges Valley Buccaneers.
I agree with you, Jim, and just trying to recall the game we took last year. We mentioned how Daggett and Stinson at that time really weren't, I think one of them was coming off the bench, but we were impressed how tall they were. And they certainly haven't shrunk any. They got some height on this team. They got some height that comes off the bench in the Knutson boy. You got Bobby Strong. You got Butch Taylor. Taylor, I believe, had the 3-point shots. I talked with Coach Hooper a little bit before the game, and if the people want something to do while they're watching this, they might want to try something. His goal tonight is 40 shots in the first half. That's a lot of shots.
The first half.
In the first half, he wants 40 shots. So what they, and he says we're going to push the ball, we're going to up-tempo it, but also he's there, if it's not there, we're still going to push it up to get the shot. So if people want to have something to do, try to look at the 40 shots as we go and see how they go. Let's get ready for the introductions, Jim, and sit back and enjoy.
All right, again, Jim Toomey, Len Goki, and Brad Benner getting over here to Georges Valley. As we said, we checked our schedule, and this is the only open date as far as the Rockland games are concerned. So I hope you're enjoying this one on Channel 9. Tomorrow night we'll be taping in Rockland against Ellsworth. So as people sort of watch this tape, you may want to come over to Rockland District High School because you're watching this tape on a Saturday and the Ellsworth Eagles will be in town against the Fighting Tigers, and that should be one heck of a ball game. So come over and see that. Right now, business at hand. Ryan Chandler, a sophomore, starting for Richmond.
Dean Bowden.
Dean Bowden, number 5. Norm Knight, 14. Fred Reeder, 21. 22, Doug Hoodley. We don't have any heights on him, Lenny, here, so we'll...
No, I don't. A couple of boys look 6'2", 6'3".
John Petersdorf, a 5'9" senior. Bobby Strong, number 20. Butch Taylor, number 23, is a 5'10" senior. Wes Daggett grew an inch, I guess.
He grew an inch today.
From the program, even. They list him at 6'6". Tim Stinson will be number 15, and he's 6'5".
It's interesting, Jim, because if you take a look at the Georges Valley starting lineup, they go 5'9", 5'10", and so forth. All of a sudden, 6'5", 6'6", quite a difference.
National anthem by, I believe, the Georges Valley Pep Band.
Pretty good-sized crowd here tonight, Jim. Both sides are full. I was watching listening to the pep band, looking, and one of the things you sometimes notice is you don't notice them too much in the game. Watch the referees, and you know they're in anticipation. They're ready to go.
Steve Durrell right in front of us, and I'm not sure the other gentleman.
Neither am I. I do know Steve. So the interesting matchup coming up at the center jump. Let's enjoy and see if we can keep up with the points.
All right, Fred Reeder, who had 15 points down in Richmond against West Daggett, tab controlled by the Bobcats. Bowden. 14 is Knight. Knight almost thrown away by Strong. Knight going to fire it up around the rim. No good. Big battle for the rebound. Comes to Richmond. Knight tries to go inside to Reeder. Fall away. Reeder, wow, but the rebound up and good by Doug Hoodlet. 2-0 Richmond, just underway. Strong to Petersdorf. Petersdorf to Strong. Strong down the lane. Three-point country. Bang! Butch Taylor. Remember that shot from last year?
Last year he was doing them over here from the right side, but I think he hit 3 last game.
That's a year ago, folks. So 3-2, Georges Valley. Knight. They go inside to Reeder. Reeder blocked by Stinson. Picked up by Daggett to Strong. Long bounce pass. Taylor fakes. There's a fake by Daggett. Pulls up, takes the shot, and hits it.
Fade away, fall away, jump shot by your big man outside the top of the key.
Richmond picks up the pace themselves. Underneath, blocked by the bookend, Stinson and Daggett. Down the lane goes Reeder up, and let's see, scored, I believe.
I think we got a blocking foul on Petersdorf, and he really took the worst of that one.
It went in. The referee's going to call 2 shots. And let's see now. That ball went in. And I'm glad Steve Durrell said yes, because if he didn't, we would have had a brouhaha for sure. The official called the foul was first signaling 2 shots.
Yeah, he saw the foul and he saw the boy fall, and he was kind of watching to make sure someone didn't get hurt, and he didn't see the ball roll over.
I was relieved to see Steve Durrell said it went in, because foul shot by Reeder, no good. It would have been a mess, Lenny, if he would have shook his head. Strong to Taylor. Taylor looks for cutters. There's Strong down the lane, up and in. Nice play. Taylor to Strong.
Beautiful pass and a beautiful left hand by Bobby Strong.
Pressure on now. Let's see how Richmond handles it. Ryan Chandler, the sophomore, brings it down in the corner. Sort of a blind spot for us. Ball almost stolen away. They try to go inside with it. Reeder the fall away. Reeder hits. Fred Reeder, a junior. He looks about 6'3", I'd say, Len.
Yes, and he seemed to be able to jump up very tall, very high, Jim. So it'll be interesting to watch him against the Daggett boy.
Buccaneers for 1. Daggett for 3. Yes. And that's one thing I know from checking the stats is the big men for Georges Valley can't hit outside. That's proven there. Back the other way. Nice defense by Stinson.
Nothing but net. Stand there 3 just as confident can be, and they've already hit 2 threes.
10-6, Georges Valley. 5:48 to go, opening quarter. Richmond inbound it from the sideline. They're in a little trouble. It was way over here to Chandler. Chandler takes the shot and hits. 3 points. Ryan Chandler. 10-9.
I couldn't see, but Ryan took that one dribble to get himself ready to shoot, and I thought maybe he touched the line, but the referee saw it didn't, so he got the 3 out of it.
Little hesitation by the referee, but he went up with the double hands. It was good for 3. Strong whips into the corner. Petersdorf. 3 points. I don't know about 40 shots, Lenny, but
if they go 100% from the 3-point land, it's going to be quite a game.
13-9. Richmond breaks the press. Shot up and no good by Hoodlet. Here comes Taylor. Taylor on the gallop. Hook pass to Strong. Back to Taylor. Has to chase it down. Taylor back underneath. Stolen away by Richmond. Chandler came up with that one. The ball deflected. Getting it back was Bowden. Now stolen by Strong. Nice pass to Taylor. Taylor fakes off the boards and good. Nice execution by the Buccaneers.
Yes, it was. Nice anticipation by Bob Strong. Get the ball and falling backwards, threw it ahead.
Another steal. Here we go. Here's Stinson, and he's held.
Good
by a
foul
very
there.
smart Norm Knight, I was going to say. 15-9, 4:42, first quarter.
He had a 6'5" guy motoring by him. He had lost position. He wasn't going to do anything but give up a layup or a slam dunk. He stood there and took that charge, and nice move.
Daggett to Petersdorf. Strong whips it around to Daggett. Daggett fakes from the right side. It almost like a set play. Back they go to Strong. There's Petersdorf. Back rim, no good, and Richmond gets the rebound. Watch out. Deflected out by Strong. And they say off Richmond. It'll be Georges Valley ball.
Even Georges Valley wasn't sure about that one, but they'll take the ball and bring it in.
And wait a minute, now Steve Durrell.
Yeah.
And wait, let's see if they're going to disagree. They're disagreeing, but let's see if it'll be a... Well, Steve Durrell talked him into it. I was ready for the other official to say, well, I really thought it was the other way. We'll go by the arrow, but Steve Durrell won that discussion. And Richmond's glad he did. Here they come. Going underneath. There's Chandler, forces it away, up and no good. Rebound, Daggett. Strong has it deflected away. He regains it. Underneath, a cutting Petersdorf has to get out of trouble. Stinson, 3 seconds. It wouldn't have cut it anyway.
Nice move by Petersdorf. He got himself in position to get so Bobby Strong to throw him a good pass. It wasn't there for the shot, but he set it up, and it was a pretty good 12-foot jump shot.
Georges Valley on a 120-point-a-game pace here, Lenny. I thought I'd call it to your attention. 15 points halfway through the first quarter. Richmond coming down with it. Hoodlet to Bowden. This side to Chandler. Chandler takes the long shot. Way long, no good. Taylor to Stinson. Stinson up and good from about 8 feet out. Tim Stinson, 17-9, Buccaneers. 3:35 to go. A near steal by Stinson. Brought up by Chandler through traffic. Chandler bounce pass. Hoodlet off the rim, no good. Rebound Stinson. Or rather, that was Daggett. Gives to Strong. Strong to Stinson. Stinson works baseline, forces his way up, no good. Rebound bouncing around. Strong hustles for the ball. He gets it. There's Stinson. Fall away. Good. Tim Stinson from the left baseline. 19-9, Georges Valley.
Certainly is up tempo, Jim.
Randy Hooper tells no lies. Hoodlet underneath to a cutting
Dean Bowden.
Bowden.
Nice pass. Nice look.
We're not used to all these single numbers in some of the games we've done, Lenny. Both the boys and the girls teams had a lot of single numbers, and sometimes they're hard to pick up whether it's a 3 or a 5.
Yeah. And we got a foul on the drive, and I think that foul is going to be on Norm Knight, and I think that's 2 on him.
Norm Goodnight. 19-11.
We've got our first sub in for the Buccaneers. Number 11 is Brian White, and he's in for Petersdorf. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. We have the Knutson boys also in, and he's in for Stinson.
Strong hits at the foul line. Bob will get one more. Tips, shoots. He's got it. 21-11. Knight throws up in the forecourt. There's some daylight. Up and no good.
He made that harder than
Densmore in the
necessary.
game. Densmore missed that one. Got a little bit too tricky maybe, Len. I don't know. This side, it's White. Long shot up and good. Wes Daggett. Another trifecta. 23-11. Strong on near steal. Lost his balance. Richmond gets into the front court finally. Knight goes out of bounds, intended for Reeder.
Well, I'll tell you, the threes are going up, and they're doing hitting nothing but the floor after going through the net, Jim. You keep up with the subs, because there have been several in, several out, and I just don't know these boys.
All right, I believe Petersdorf has come back. Stinson has come back. 11 is White.
Brian White, he had
to
the ball to
Petersdorf. And Knutson underneath. And number 10 we got to pick up, Dan Kingsbury in the ball game. Well, we did it. I'm not sure we're going to have to do it a few times before we're out of here tonight. Petersdorf now the ball handler. Goes down the middle, up, let's see. Let's see. I think it's going to count. Petersdorf. He's going to go for the old-fashioned three-point play off the foul line.
Nice.
Looked like a funny dribble by Petersdorf. It almost looked like a discontinued dribble to me.
Well, I was going
Did you
to
notice
say, he
anything?
almost carried it across from the right to the left, went down strong, and got that ball over the rim.
But everything goes his way as he hits the three-pointer. No problem. John Petersdorf. 27-11, Lenny, with just less than 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And we have 5 boys with at least 4 points.
Richmond did pretty well early on. Now, all of a sudden, down 16. Long shot outside, no good by Gnade. Rebound Stinson after a battle with Reeder. Gives to Petersdorf. Petersdorf coming right down the middle. Looks right, looks left. Gives to Stinson. Stinson fakes. Down the lane he goes. Let's see.
Now let's see if the basket goes.
It went in, and it counts. Almost looked like an NBA move, but he was coming sort of an underhand shot, and that's why I think they
he was
counted
coming
it.
through with it, and that's what the referee saw, and he called it. So we're looking at a 30-plus point first quarter here, Jim. Maybe they're going to try to get 40 shots in the first quarter. Quite an impressive display right now. These boys are running on all cylinders. Their defense is sharp. Their offense is just blistering hot.
Stinson, line drive, foul shot, no good. Richmond down 29-11. 1:20 to go, first quarter.
They've missed all period, really.
Bowden handling the ball, goes into the corner. On a drive, Matt Sullivan in the game. He's number 20. And inside, a whole bunch of trouble right there by Densmore. And finally, 3 seconds. That must be frustrating. Absolutely nothing underneath. Never received the ball, and a 3-second violation.
And no motion, really, by the Bobcats at this point. The Buccaneers have got them going.
Strong to Taylor. Contact. We play on. And now steps. No basket.
And Butch Taylor shakes his head and says, what about me? I got mud going through and had to pass back.
Richmond trying to run a play off the out of bounds. And
wide
sneaking
open.
away. And blocked by Bob Strong. Where did he come from?
Out of nowhere. Absolutely.
At 5'9". He's stuffed.
And with an 18-point lead, that much hustle speaks well.
Richmond really thinking now. They go inside to Reeder. Reeder, ball deflected. Who's got it? Reeder picks it up, forces the way through and lays it in. The ball bounced Richmond's way at that point, but Fred Reeder took advantage. Taylor down the lane and contact, and then a call steps on Taylor.
That one scared me, Jim, because both boys were a little bit out of control, and I was afraid someone was going to get hurt.
29-13. Reeder helps out in the backcourt. Gives to Sullivan. Sullivan being guarded by Petersdorf. Goes in the corner to Densmore. Whips it across. Hoodlet. Hoodlet. Air ball. No good. Stolen away. Up and no good by Densmore. Less than 10 seconds to go. They want 30 for the quarter. Taylor works baseline. Taylor backs it off. Strong with 2 seconds. 1 second, fires it up, and no good. Well, take a deep breath, ladies and gentlemen. After 1 quarter, the score, Georges Valley 29 and Richmond 13.
Well, Jim, have you gotten your breath back yet after that 29-point explosion? And that was when they were held scoreless for the last minute and I think 7 or 8 seconds. So it was really quite an offensive display.
It could have very easily been, with a roll one way or another, about a 35-point quarter. Everybody playing here. Georges Valley ball. Strong goes to Taylor in the backcourt. 29-13 over the Richmond Bobcats. Strong bounce pass to Petersdorf. Petersdorf whips underneath. Daggett now stolen away. Richmond picking up the steal. 20, Matt Sullivan. 5 is Bowden. Bowden knocked off his foot. Yes. Bobby Strong coming back for the Buccaneers. Stops at the foul line. Left to Taylor. Taylor, nice block by... Wow! Blocked by Richmond, picked up by Daggett, and he has a super pass underneath. To who? Butch Taylor, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, Jim. Bobby Strong showing a little soccer move. That ball was down low, and he knocked it out of bounds. Beautiful interior passing.
Mark that one with the star. 31-13. Richmond inbounding underneath their own basket. Setting things up, trying to calm things down just a little bit. There's a long shot up and no good by Bowden underneath. Reeder battling on the floor. It's going to be white ball.
I'll tell you, the Bobcats, when they do get it down, run into these great big long arms, and then they don't seem to be able to get anything afterwards. It's really got to be a little bit difficult to overcome.
Strong double team now. Gets help from Petersdorf. Cross court from Stinson to Taylor. Daggett now baseline. Whips it back to Stinson. Around and off, no good. Everything worked perfectly, except the roll did not go.
The Buccaneers pass well to each other.
Very unselfish. And should be a foul here as Ryan Chandler drove in from the left baseline.
And I think it's on Petersdorf on a little bit of a bump. It's interesting, sometimes they come down all four out of the guys down, or five of the Buccaneers are touching the ball as they're moving it, and they're moving it quickly, and they're still getting good shots.
Ball deflected, regained by Bowden. Norm Knight to Chandler. Chandler, set shot. High off the rim, whistle underneath. And we're walking the other way, so it's against Richmond.
Yeah, I think it was number 20, Jim, for the Bobcats. Matthew Sullivan was trying to push Petersdorf out, and we got 1-1. So, again, advantage Buccaneers.
Only, what, a minute and 32 gone by in the half? Is that right?
Yes.
Brad, yes, right? Minute and 32, Brad? Brad says yes. Foul shot, no good. So, Richmond in trouble at the foul line right now. Foul shot missed.
And the Bucs have only 2 fouls.
That was Petersdorf, wasn't it, missing?
Yes, it was.
Still 6:15 to go in the third quarter. Chandler, pretty tall sophomore. They say, take it, take it. He says, okay. 2 points just inside the line. Ryan Chandler. Petersdorf whips it. Daggett, rim no good. Rebound Richmond. Picked off by Sullivan. Ball deflected out.
Hustle by Bobby Strong. It went off the Bobcat. He didn't give up, and he and Daggett caused something to happen underneath.
Strong goes to Daggett. Deep left corner. Three-pointer. He had to be on the end line. On the sideline. He was about 40 feet from the bat. A nice pass up and in. Petersdorf from Taylor. And you look down at your score sheet, Lenny, you might miss something.
No look pass, too.
36-15. Sneaking away is Bowden. On defense, Strong. Bowden goes up underneath, no good. Rebound Chandler is good. 36-17. A very impressive Georges Valley team. Pass underneath and intended, I think, for Taylor. And Stinson picked it off, and he shot.
A good pass. Both of those boys wanted to score off it.
And Stinson had a couple of words with the Richmond player. I don't know if you saw that, but everything calm now. So Tim Stinson shooting 2.
Nice to have the foul show up on the scoreboard. I can keep up with it tonight.
Foul shot's good. And good again. Tim Stinson, he just threw that up and says, hey, this is going in.
No problem.
We've seen some very good foul shooting, Lenny, which we haven't seen at the Class B level this year, in all honesty. 38-17. Here's another steal. There's Petersdorf. Strong. A nice bounce pass up and good. Stinson on about a 48-foot bounce pass by Bob Strong.
Half-court bounce pass. Beautiful.
Reeder goes down. His pocket's picked. Stinson. Strong. Daggett ahead of the pack, has to track it down. And nice hustle. Yeah. Could have been traveling, but nonetheless, Norm Knight.
Good hustle.
And Richmond comes up with it, loses it. Strong, stops, shoots, back rim, no good. Rebound, Richmond. Stolen away by Strong. Another steal, Bob Strong. In the middle, the Taylor knocked away. Button. Who's got the button? And there's Petersdorf sliding on the floor, dribbling, and the crowd gives him a round of applause. It's not all pure, but it's exciting. Hustle all the way. Strong to Petersdorf. Stinson. Taylor. Can you keep up with these passes, Lenny? Strong.
The passes, yes. The up and down, I'm getting a little tired just watching, Jim.
Stinson. Turnaround. Good. Tim Stinson. 42-17.
I guarantee you one thing, Jim. There's no one on the Bobcats that can block that pass.
Steal, Strong. Bounce pass. Up and in. West Daggett. And Richmond calls time.
Timeout. I thought that was a white flag they were raising over on the bench. Beautiful bounce passes by Bobby Strong, time after time. I think the only problem that West Daggett had is he didn't know if he wanted to take a little two-point shot. He probably wanted to take it back outside and take another three. He's hit 3 in a row from out there.
44-17. Georges Valley as advertised.
Exciting, Jim. They're playing well. They're passing well. They're doing everything together. And they look like they're having a ball. They're totally dominating this game. They've got the Bobcats running for their lair, I think. And
well, even though it's a fast-paced game, it's a game that's a bundle of assists. A lot of times a game like this, somebody takes from half court and there's actually no assist, but it's fast-paced, and I think they're chalking up the assists left and right here.
Absolutely, and what's happening because of that, everyone is willing to run. I mean, the big guys are running, the little guys are running, they're stealing, they're deflecting balls, they're going like the Blue Blazers back. I thought I'd throw that Blue Blazers up there at you, Jim.
Westbrook High School, yes. Class of, well, forget that. But
and they're having a ball.
it's the type of thing, you give up the ball, Lenny, you know you may get it back, see? So you hustle and go for the spot. If not this time, next time. And Richmond, to say the least, in a whole bunch of trouble here.
We have some subs in, Jim, as the Knutson boy is in and Brian White is in.
Chandler with a nice quarter. Ryan Chandler, lanky sophomore, comes in from the left baseline. 44-19. Still 3:25 to go, third quarter. 44-19 and now 47-19 as Petersdorf hits from downtown.
We also have Todd Moulton in for the first time tonight as we're trying to keep up with these substitutes.
All right, we'll try to keep up with it. Moulton, number 4, comes up with the ball, tries to go to Stinson off the back of Richmond, and I think they're going to call a foul. And Georges Valley got the bounce off somebody's back.
Yeah, almost to the point that the boy was really behind him. It was another. If it hadn't been under the basket, you might have called an intentional foul because that's exactly what he's trying to do.
We didn't mention the head coach of Richmond, Hugh Lancaster, and assistant Paul Lancaster and Phil Hoodlet. I believe the Lancaster brothers used to play for Richmond quite a while ago, but I think it rings a bell, as they say. 2 shots. Stinson, first one's no good. Stinson shooting 78% at the foul line as I check my stats, and Daggett 88%. How's that for big men shooting? And they missed both that time.
We also have the Kingsbury boy in now for the Buccaneers, Jim.
I should say Tim missed them. Down the lane, up, and a nice scoop shot. Doesn't fall, though, by Bowden. On the floor is Kingsbury. Excuse me, 22 is Knutson. 10 is Kingsbury. There's Kingsbury, no good. Rebound high in the air, Chandler, and he's played a good quarter.
Yes, he has. Matter of fact, he's the only one who scored for the Bobcats this quarter.
Well, I said he played a good quarter. Up and no good. That was Densmore taking it. 15 coming back the other way. There's Stinson, of course. 4 is Moulton. A long shot up and no good by White as the fans are groaning at the few misses the Buccaneers
have.
have.
Takes more than 4 seconds from the shoot. They yell him to shoot over here for the team.
Pass to the corner, Chandler, and he almost had that one. Rebound by White, and that's going to be a travel, I believe. Yes.
Travel first before any contact, and it negated what it could have been. It was either a block or a charge, but didn't make any difference because the boy traveled. Give the boy credit because there was a big man coming down. He stepped in front. And
more subs for the Buccaneers. We'll try to pick them up for you. Going inside, Richmond. Hoodlat a fall away. Doug Hoodlet, or Houdlet, however you wish it. 47-21. Ball knocked out of bounds. Georges Valley will maintain possession.
Jim, we have Chris Willie in, and we also have Brian Small for the Buccaneers right now.
Chris Wiley's five.
Wiley, I was told.
Gee, they listen to every word you say, Lenny.
Only in my mistakes.
Cross-court pass to Chandler. Chandler puts the ball on the floor and hits that one. Rebound battle for Houdlet, up and no good. I'm not sure Coach Lancaster wants Chandler to put the ball on the floor in that position.
No, all he's doing is getting the defense to him. You got to just take and go straight up.
1:16 to go, third quarter. 47-21. The Buccaneers. And more subs checking in for Richmond. Number 13 in the ball game for the first time, Steve Bodge, junior. Doug Houdlet at the foul line. He looks about, what, 6 feet, I would say. And sort of throws it up off the back rim. He didn't seem too excited about shooting that foul shot, Lenny, for some reason.
I was thinking the same thing.
He says, oh, okay, 0 for 2 at the line. Rebound, Small.
Maybe we know why.
Outlet pass to Robinson. 4 is Moulton. Moulton in the paint. And they wave it off. Traveling. A nice shot, Todd Moulton.
Shame he was sliding to the side. He got it in, but he had taken a little bit of a hop before.
Before we forget, Lenny, one of the stats I noticed, Georges Valley shooting 71% at the foul line, which is outstanding. Inside, Houdlet stolen away, picked off the floor by Robinson. Here's Small. Small stop. Nice pass, up and good. Todd Moulton on a pass from Brian Small.
Came right back and got the basket that was taken away last time by the travel.
John Umland is number 11, and Richmond throws it away.
Ball was deflected in and off the Bobcat boys, so 31 seconds, they've got a chance to get into the 50s.
Kingsbury to Wiley, back to Kingsbury. Wiley signals a play. A little contact underneath and stolen away. And we have contact. Not the most popular call.
Well, what happened is the referee called both fouls, and then what he did is he corrected himself. He just made a slight mistake, and then the fan said, hey, wait a minute, you call it one way. But
well, let's see now. Wait a minute. Summit Conference. We point one way, we point the other, and finally they're going to give it to Richmond. 45-21, 10 seconds ago, third quarter. I should say second quarter. I looked at the scoreboard. And a little contact underneath. And there's the first half with a score. Georges Valley 45 and Richmond 21.
49, Jim.
Oh,
the little squiggle on the bottom, it's a 9.
Well, that post is in my way. Now come over here, you can see it is 49-21. The only post in my way is right where the ones digit is. For a second, Lenny, with so many points, I thought it was the third quarter, and we haven't even played the half until just then.
Yeah. Excellent first quarter, and Coach Hooper went deep into his bench. I believe everybody's played. Near the end, there was a little bit of a loss in continuity, but with the heat in this building, you'd have to go deep. It's very hot, and there's really some action up and down. It's and give the Bobcats credit. They're running with them. I mean, they're running further and further behind, but they're not going to sit there and stall ball. They're in playing it, so it's a very enjoyable game to watch.
All right, we'll get our calculators out and add up the points and have them for you during the half. Again, with the score, Georges Valley 49 and Richmond 21.
Back here at halftime of the Georges Valley game, very quickly going over the scores. We'll start with the Bobcats from Richmond. Dean Bowden had 2. Doug Houdlet had 4. 6 for Fred Reeder. Started strong and somewhat disappeared. And Ryan Chandler, who had that 1-3 in the first quarter, had 6 for a total of 9 in the half. And then we come to the Buccaneers, well-distributed scoring. And at the half, Jim, they have 3 players in double figures. That's pretty good for the end of a game, never mind at half. We have Wes Daggett with 13, Todd Moulton with 2, Petersdorf with 11, Stinson with 12, Butch Taylor with 7, Bob Strong with 4. And I don't have the shot chart, but I'm willing to bet, because we always talk about foul shots, and we evidently bring the curse with us because they're a 70-something shooting foul team. They shot 5 out of 9, a little over 50%, which is better than we've seen in some of the games, as opposed to 0 for 3 for Richmond. But I'm willing to bet that their three-point shooting was probably better than their foul shooting in terms of percentage. I mean, they were just phenomenal. They had 6 threes, and I think they maybe took 8 or 9. They didn't force the threes. They worked the ball well. They all pass well. The big men pass it back, pass it up. It's an enjoyable game to watch, up-tempo. I don't know if they got the 40 shots that Coach Hooper wanted, and that was somewhat because near the end they, brought in all of the team, and it slowed it down a little bit. But they certainly, I bet you they had over 20 shots in that first period.
Right you are, Lenny. Again, we have to, pretty much as we expected. We're following them in the papers that we covered the Rockland Tigers and Lady Tigers, and certainly have kept an eye on things over here and really enjoying this opportunity. And as they head into the Western Maine tournament, and only about another, 5 weeks, we would ask the people of the Mid-Coast to support Georges Valley. And likewise, if there's a day off, we ask the people from this area to go to Bangor maybe and lend support the other way to the Tigers.
Well, this is the only game in town or in the area tonight. There are quite a few Rockland people here. I have a feeling we'll see some tomorrow night over at the Ellsworth game. That should be another good game.
All right, so you're watching this tape on a Saturday, and home game Ellsworth at Rockland and boys basketball. So tape this game. Come on over to Rockland District High School for a good game. Right now, back to action here, just underway, second half. Jim Toomey, Len Goki, Brad Benner as Richmond tries to do something here, down 28 at the half. And Bowden is fouled by Butch Taylor.
Looked like that time Butch Taylor just said, this is too slow. We play faster than this. Let's push and do something, and he got caught for a little bit of a push.
And Steve Durrell giving some message to Richmond, I think.
Well,
I couldn't tell exactly what he said.
That's why Steve's one of the better referees. He's going to keep control of this. He and his partner will certainly keep control of this game.
Underneath, stolen by Daggett is Taylor. Stinson on his right. Stinson up the glass and good.
Excellent pass by Butch Taylor, but also good hands by Tim Stinson, soft off the glass.
51-21. Daggett with the steal. Coming back with it is Bowden, however. 14, Norm Knight in trouble. Is Taylor off the steal? Taylor up and no good. Rebound. Stinson on the follow is good. And quickly, Richmond calls timeout.
Well, what the Richmond coach has seen, Jim, is they're coming quickly, a trap double team actually on here by the Buccaneers, and twice in a row the boy picked up his dribble at the half-court point, so he couldn't go backwards on a pivot. He couldn't do anything backwards. He had the side court, so what did he have? He had 2 Buccaneers, and both times they passed it back to the middle because no one else came to help him out, and they were steals.
As far as Georges Valley goes, if you put an X on the floor, Lenny, and said, would you please dribble here so we could get you, it couldn't have worked out any better as if they diagrammed it.
Absolutely, and the quickness of Daggett and Stinson really makes a difference on that defense. Of course, the last one was stolen by Taylor, but right behind him was Stinson to pick up the miss, put it back in.
Look over there against the wall. We see our neighbor there, Lenny. Who's that, our neighbor? Looks like Paul Luttrell, superintendent of schools.
For a short time.
Paul will
retire after quite a good career in education.
Yes, and a few rumors as to what he may do. We'll keep our eye out. Wish him good luck. Richmond breaks the press this time. Chandler in from the right side. Lets the defense go by. Misses the shot. Taps around. Stinson wins the battle. Stinson to Strong. Strong has to pick it up. Bounces pass across the lane. To Taylor. And the crowd went ooh and ah on that one. And even though they didn't score, they got a nice round of applause.
I've seen more good long bounce passes that are coming right up to where someone can handle them tonight than I've seen, I think, all year. Nice passes by these boys.
Well, I think you said the key word, something they can handle. A lot of people could try the long bounce pass and have somebody off stride. Taylor makes the foul shot. Butch Taylor, 2 for 2 that trip down for the Buccaneers, up 55-21. Pressure in the backcourt with the Twin Towers, Stinson and Daggett. Bowden now gets the ball baseline. Bowden, little dipsy-do move, no good. Rebound on the floor. Daggett, outlet pass to Taylor.
That seemed unfair. Daggett was standing flat-footed and he came right down to him. Big guy should have to jump for rebounds.
Strong dribbles to the left side. Inside to Stinson. Out deep to Taylor. Three-pointer. Bang! Butch Taylor. And Randy Hooper wants more defense or something over there. 58-21. 6 minutes still to go in the third quarter. Out of the corner. Hoodlet hits. Doug Hoodlet.
And that time it was a shot without putting it down on the floor. He had that little extra time.
Strong gets instructions from the Buccaneer bench. Left-handed pass goes to Stinson. Corner to Taylor. Taylor tries from that angle. No good. Rebound to Reeder. Now walking the ball up. Norm Knight. Dribbles this way. To Bowden. Hoodlet back to Bowden. Looking inside to Reeder. He's being guarded by Daggett. In fact, he's being sort of sandwiched by Daggett and Stinson, so they go to the other side to Chandler. Left side now. Hoodlet misses from there. Nice rebound by Chandler. Fakes, goes back the other way, and I'm very impressed by this Ryan Chandler, especially he's listed as a sophomore.
Nice moves, and really both of the Georgia Valley boys.
Lenny, you can't. Other way, Stinson scores, Lenny. I'm sorry, but we haven't got time for this, Lenny.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No,
Richmond's got the ball now, so you may have a chance.
No, it was Bobby Strong.
No, there goes Bobby Strong, Lenny. We'll catch you later. Reeder. Really having trouble underneath. Strong now. Up and in off glass. Lenny, you're a good sport. Dick Vitale couldn't handle this because he'd be trying to do everything. He couldn't even comment it was happening so fast.
Let's see, I'm enjoying it.
And you have more hair than he does, too. Strong with a steal, but stolen back by Knight. A lot more, Lenny. We'll get on camera afterwards. Out of the corner, Reeder hits. Fred Reeder says, get me out from the tall timbers. Take me to the corner. Stinson bounce past the Dagger to Petersdorf around the rim and in. Petersdorf from Stinson.
It's infectious. The good bounce passes to score. Then the big guys are giving them back to the little guys.
64-27. Halfway through the third quarter. Knight hustling. Stinson knocks it out of bounds. Go ahead, Lenny. It's all yours.
Yeah, I was going to say, the big men on this team are really quick. They help, they support the boys out front because what they're doing is they're quick enough to get out and deflect those side passes if the boys out front get beat. So it's quite a luxury right now for Coach Hooper and hopefully an enjoyable year for these Buccaneers.
Richmond sneaking away. Bowden high off the glass. No good. Bowden battles in there. And coming down with it, Knutson on the floor hustling. The other way, White, fall away, White, air ball. Stinson no good, battling in there, and let's see. Foul on Stinson, I do believe, as he took a ride on the back of Reeder.
You're going to have to watch for it in a few minutes, Jim. It looks like the Bobcats are getting a little frustrated. The fouls are a little different intensity than they were, so let's hope it doesn't happen.
Only 3 fouls called on the total, both teams 2. There's a steal. Butch Taylor up and in.
Picked him clean at half court and was in alone for the layup. Nice move by Butch Taylor.
66-27. Here goes a steal. Taylor and Strong, double team. Taylor went to Strong. Strong lays it in, and a little problem down the other end because I think that boy hit his head on the stage area below the padding.
Yes,
and I heard a thump.
He hit it hard, and he's looks like right now he's very uncomfortable.
I think that's Bowden. And if Brad gets a shot of that, there is padding on the lip of the stage, we'll call it, running most of the baseline, but there's no padding on the bottom, and definitely you heard a thump.
Yeah, I don't know if he hit the floor and then kept sliding into it, or if he hit the bottom of the wall, Jim. But I was looking down to look to put the score in, and just as he fouled Bobby Strong, nice move by Bobby Strong, and then you heard that really kind of a scary thump.
I think he did hit the wall. He might have slid first. But we'll pause here with 3:10 left to go in the third quarter. The score, Georges Valley 68 and Richmond 27. Well, anyway, we had about a, say 3 or 4 minute delay, maybe 5.
And the boy who ran into the bottom of the stage was Dean Bowden. He really took a hard hit. And unfortunately, the way the game is played, it was his foul. And even though he got the worst of it in that case, we have Bobby Strong going to the line, chance for the three-point play.
And he's on the bench with Dean Bowden with a ice pack on the back of his head. Strong, after the delay, hits the foul shot. And 69-27 as I peekaboo around the post here. Still 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Jump shot in the lane, had to change that one as Bobby Strong played good defense on Sullivan. Sullivan changed the shot. Now Reeder from the right side, no good. And hustling rebound by Brian White. He's fouled, and Brian White almost does a do-si-do with Steve Durrell.
Good catch by Steve Durrell, because the boy got ridden right off the other one's shoulder, right into him. He caught the boy so he wouldn't get hurt, and kept himself from getting run through. Quite a hand for Bobby Strong.
He's definitely one of those players box score does not tell it all. Sneaking away, a long pass and a foul. Basket won't count. And another Richmond player on the deck.
He went over Matt Knutsen's back, came over it very high. He wasn't trying to foul him. He was just trying to stop the shot, and it just happened to ride right across his back. He looked like he landed on his elbow or his, well, maybe it's his knee now, but thank goodness he got up. When he hit, I thought, uh-oh. And they're still talking to Bowden over on this bench.
Yeah, I'm afraid he might have to be checked out. I think it'd be wise if they did, but that's just my opinion. Could be a neck injury, not just a head injury, the way he hit that bottom of the stage. No shots yet. Buccaneers going to their bench. Everybody's going to have fun in this one. Inside now, Knutsen fakes. Way outside now. Long shot, high off the rim. No good by Moulton. And Richmond going to come back with it. 2:25 to go, third quarter. Buccaneers 69, Richmond 27. Reeder down the lane, pulls up for the shot and hits it. Fred Reeder. Moulton to Small. Small. Outside it goes to Brian White. White goes down the lane, bounce pass to Knutsen. Knutsen tries to go the bounce pass up and no good by Moulton, but he'll shoot two. And boy, Lenny, if we had a doll for every bounce pass tonight, we'd be in business.
And they're interior. They're not the easiest passes to make. So this team's obviously been practicing because they're very successful with them. And the best part is the cutters are expecting it. They're looking for it. So it's not like, oh, here's a ball.
Todd Moulton, 5'9" senior, hits the bottom of the net. He'll get one more. Around the rim, refuses the fall. Rebound, Reeder. Reeder doing the duty himself here. Reeder pulls up for the shot, no good. A rebound, Knutsen. To Moulton. Moulton down the left side. Kingsbury back to Moulton. White. White, a long three-pointer, rattles off and goes back in. Brian White.
He evidently has a nickname, and you can hear the guys on the bench telling him to take it. And he did, and it went in.
That's unusual to rattle back in from that distance. Reeder snares the ball. Turnaround, nice move, Fred Reeder. 73-31. Small holds the ball, stops his dribble, has to get rid of it. In front of the bench it goes to Knutsen. Knutsen works the right baseline. He's swallowed up, back to Small. Out top it goes. To White, to Small. Knutsen spins, fall away, off glass, no good. Rebound goes right back. Knutsen up and no good. Rebound, Reeder. Reeder having a little breathing room now with a second group in here.
Yeah, good hustle by Matt Knutson. Shot, got his own rebound.
Reeder wants to go to work, I think. He does go to work. Fakes. Now back out deep. They rotate it around. In the corner, number 13. Driving to the hoop, up and no good.
Must be difficult for the coaches for the Bobcats, because they're really worried about the boy and they're trying to watch through the game.
I think he's trying to decide whether to get him medical care or not. Underneath, nice pass up and in. Dan Kingsbury on a pass from Knutson. 75-31. 5 seconds to go. Reeder overshoots, no good. Rebound up and no good by Hoodlet, and that does it. At the end of 3 quarters, Georges Valley 75, Richmond 31.
Well, as we return to the steamy Buccaneer auditorium, and it's steamy not only because of the temperature, but because of the rate of play and the rate of point total for the Buccaneers. They start their starters in the 4th quarter. I'm sure Coach Hoop wants to give them a little bit of work and then see what happens.
Is a steal. Is a steal, Lenny. Wow, shot up and no good. Tail of the rebound. There goes Daggett. Daggett. Oh, almost went in for the stop and lays it over the rim. The player just caught up with him, and Daggett went in from the left side over the rim.
And you can hear the cheering squad down here. They've been yelling, "We want to dunk," all during the timeout.
Well, we got one from Masrick last game in Rockland. Out of the corner, no good. Crosby in the game. It'll be Georges Valley basketball. And no, they don't give him 3 minutes. They gave him 32 seconds.
And maybe what Coach Hooper thought was, gee, if they're going to maybe get an injury, we don't need that at this point. So
I'm curious as to why they played 32 seconds. I can't figure it out. Talk about insult to injury. What happened is the Georges Valley player, Bodge, touched somebody out of bounds, and that's an automatic technical, no judgment involved or no leeway involved. He made contact out of bounds, and Small's going to go to the foul line. He'll try to get on the board.
And I'm sure that's not a call the referee wants to have to make at this point either. He just wants to play the game and let's keep playing good basketball.
Small will get one more. Again, there's no discretion involved, no warnings. If you hit the player standing out of bounds, make any contact with him, it's automatic technical. Small 0 for 2 at the line. Right in front of us. Moulton inbounds to Small. Small goes by the Buccaneers bench. Back to Moulton. Kingsbury's 10. Now in the middle. Up and good. Chip Robinson hit it.
Nice move. He looks like he's got some height. Looks like maybe 6'1".
He's listed at 6'3", Lenny, but on those. Bodge no good. Bodge battles with Moulton, and it's going to go back the way of the Bobcats. Next game for Georges Valley, girls and boys. Home game next Tuesday against Wiscasset. In the corner to Bodge. Looks, says, I'll shoot it. No good. Rebound. Battling in there. Inside position was Wiley. Good. I would suggest a foul is probably on number 4, Ed Crosby of the Bobcats.
And that was a foul only because the Wiley boy wouldn't give in. He wouldn't just give him the ball. He just kept hustling and got the foul.
And I believe they're going to take Dean Bowden for some medical care here. Is he being escorted out? And hope he's all right.
Probably a very excellent choice at this point. He took quite a rap on his head.
You look kind of glassy-eyed still from here, Lenny. A good 15 minutes after the incident. Foul shot missed, no good. In the lane, a little daylight up and in. And Norm Knight is the first room he's really had to maneuver. He went down the lane, laid it in. Double team at half court. Goes down, up and good. Dan Kingsbury.
And he said he's going to leave me alone. I'm going to put it in, make it 81-33, Jim.
Unbelievable. Inside, ball deflected around, a little pinball machine action. Up and no good off the rim. That shot was missed by Matt Densmore. Coming back, Wiley. Now they're going to settle things down a little bit. Moulton left to right on the dribble. And 3-second violation on the Buccaneers. Still 5:55 to go in the ball game. Number 14 handling the ball is Knight. Bodge, no good. Rebound picked off the floor by Wiley.
Had he followed his shot, he'd have had the rebound and an easier shot.
No question, was heading right back towards him. Underneath, before the shot, Small was fouled, and Brian Small will try to make one at the foul line. He was 0 for 2 as he shot the technicals just about a minute and a half ago. High off the rim. Drops down through.
Brian looks actually more comfortable shooting these because there's people on the side as opposed to the technical. No one's there.
That one was almost over the backboard. Hesitated at the very top, came down through, and he rattles this one around, and good.
Sometimes
Brian
that's
Small.
the case. The technical is not an easy foul shot to shoot.
83-33, a 50-point lead. Down the lane. Knight, no good. Rebound, up and good. All right, that's Matt Densmore. Not that anybody really will notice, Len, but that was Matt Densmore. Very similar to the game we just completed a few days ago, Rockland and Belfast. High arcing shot out of the corner by Robinson. Rebound picked up by Small down the lane. And they're going to have another foul on Richmond.
I saw the Robinson boy shooting. I thought it was back to Arnie Risen when their two-hand set, or Dolph Shays up top, over the rafters and down through, because that was a high one.
Otis Cottrell. Cottrell, number 10, enters the Bobcat lineup. Small misses that one. One more for Brian Small. No good. A rebound. Cottrell had a hand on it. The Buccaneers going to come back with it as Wiley battled for it, and now Moulton takes over. Moulton bounce pass in the corner. Going baseline. Pass to Robinson. Up and in. Chip Robinson. 85-35.
Another nice interior pass.
We saw 100 points last year. I think maybe 102. Could it happen again, Lenny? They'll have Channel 9 here all the time. Densmore is fouled. Going underneath was Wiley.
And Jim, this is the first foul shot that the Bobcats are shooting in the second half. They were 0 for 3 in the first half, so they aren't going to get too close from the foul line.
Only 3 fouls on the Buccaneers. This happens to be a 2-shot foul. Off and no good by Densmore. And he's listed as a sophomore. He's got fairly good size. No good. Rebound goes right to Kingsbury. Kingsbury pulls it up. Gives to Robinson. Now Moulton being guarded by Bodge. Moulton goes down the lane. Stops. Shoots. Hits.
He went exactly where the defender wanted him to go, but there was no help for the, so he ended up with an open jump shot as we get to 87-35.
Still 4 minutes to go in the game as Bodge handles the ball for the Bobcats of Richmond. In the corner. Crosby travels. Bounce pass going up to Wiley. Wiley in a lot of trouble. Gives to Moulton. Moulton tries to dish off the Robinson ball. Appeared to be deflected. It's going to be white ball. And it was funny. Steve Durrell kept giving the ball to Todd Moulton. Sort of said, I don't want it for a second, and finally he took it and stepped in.
And that's another one of those automatics.
You can't get excited now. How can you get excited? Up 52 points.
Well, the crowd is. They want 100.
And there appeared to be a travel, but let's play on. Densmore misses. Small with the rebound. Small picked up by Bodge. Bodge shoots, and he's hit that same spot 3 times. Cottrell along with no good. Otis Cottrell, no good. Rebound bounces around. Bodge ends up with it again. Bodge throws it high off the rafters almost. And here comes Robinson. Robinson stops, shoots, around it off, no good. A rebound. Richmond. John Umland to Bodge. Otis Cottrell stops, shoots, air ball, no good. Outlet pass. Wiley to Small to Moulton, who got part of the support.
That was the time that maybe the pass was a little bit at the wrong time, and Todd ended up actually literally behind the backwood as he was flying by. But they're still trying to pass, and they're still doing the things that you'd want a team to do. They're not trying to be hoggish.
And for a second, the clock didn't move, Lenny. That's all Richmond needs. As Chandler back in the ball game travels.
And now it's getting a little bit choppy because of not from lack of intensity, but just the fact that these boys don't play a whole lot and maybe not in the right combinations.
Bodge with another steal. And he does not get the roll, though. Rebound, Small battling, and he lost it out of bounds. Well, they're going to call it Buccaneer ball. I thought he pointed the other way, but
I think he did, and then he realized that it was the white.
Small picks up his dribble. Gives to Kingsbury. Kingsbury brings it up. Kingsbury to the foul line. Inside the foul line. Robinson off glass. No good. Rebound bounces around. Otis Cottrell fouled by Chris Wiley.
And I believe that's Chris Wiley's 4th foul in a fairly short time. I think he's got 4 out of the team's 7 fouls.
Bodge goes to Chandler. Chandler to Otis Cottrell. Back to Bodge. Inside, intended for Densmore, and Densmore will be shooting the 1-and-1.
That was Chip Robinson coming over the shoulder trying to prevent that in pass, and so with 2:10 left, 87-35 and 1-and-1.
And again, for the 2nd year in a row over here in our visits, 2 lopsided victories for Georges Valley. Foul shot, no good. Rebound, Robinson.
The Buccaneers are still throwing a shutout from the foul line.
And there's a foul on Otis Cottrell. And Wiley will go to the foul line. And with a lot of fouls, Lenny, they still may have a shot for 100 if they get maybe a couple of steals and layups, and if they keep going to the foul line. Still 2:01.
That or throwing up a couple of quick threes would really turn this crowd on.
Wiley misses. Rebound on the end line. Kingsbury in a lot of trouble, but it goes off Richmond. A Buccaneers ball. Five-second count on. Finally, they get it out to Small. Whips a pass in the corner. 3-point country. No good by Wiley. And Richmond going to come back with it.
I noticed that the Buccaneer boys down here in the corner don't yell air ball when the Buccaneers miss it.
Here comes Small. Small ahead of the pack is blocked away by Bodge on a nice hustling play.
Yes, it was. He's been out there, made several steals against this group, and he hasn't given up and still trying real hard for his team, even though it's certainly not going to make any difference in the final score.
Inside, Robinson, no good. Rebound hits the floor. Densmore. Out to Bodge. To Otis Cottrell. He takes the set shot. In and out, no good. Rebound, Chandler. And he goes to the glass and gets fouled. Quite a coaching staff for the Buccaneers over there. We see Phil Marcoux.
Steve Reynolds is one of the other helpers.
And Paul Spazzucco.
the brain trust.
I don't know how much coaching they need, but I think they need everybody to keep all the stats. So many stats with steals and assists and everything else here. Chandler makes that one and makes two. I like that Ryan Chandler. Write that name down for Richmond. Only a sophomore.
Need some help, Jim.
Three-point country. Oh, it went out. Robinson with the three-point attempt was halfway down.
You don't see the three-pointers spin around like often. They usually either they're in or they're out. That one was all around and then out.
Nearing the 1 minute mark, 87-37. Vincent Cottrell, air ball, and the Buccaneer fans are going to be tired of saying that. They better put that on a recording. And the bench yelling and confused, I think, the Buccaneers more than anything. Out of the corner, another three-point attempt, no good, this time by Wiley. Chandler dribbles up for the Richmond Bobcats, and he's going to be called for palming.
Looked like he did it the first time. The referee didn't quite see it, and then the second time the referee could see it and called it. I think they're just trying to get to 90 at this point. They're taking the threes to get to that 90.
The Buccaneers bench was screaming something, and the players on the court were scared a little bit more than the Bobcats. Three-pointer Robinson. No good. Rebound in the lane, up and no good by Kingsbury. Ball blocked away by Chandler on a shot by who? Moulton?
Yes.
Sort of in a blind spot from here. And I think another technical foul. And again, it's Bodge. And he may get another one for arguing. Again, an automatic technical for touching the ball or the man out of bounds. And Bodge didn't take this one too kindly, and I thought he might have a daily double right there.
And the referee, give him credit, took his time, explained it to the boy, and he knows what the score is.
And Bodge still following, Bodge still talking.
But one of his teammates is trying to tell him, just get over here and let's get this over with.
19 seconds. Foul shot no good by Chris Wiley.
Buccaneers subs are only 2 out of 10 in this quarter. I hesitated because he was still shooting, and that probably as much as anything has kept him from getting to the 100.
87-37, 19 seconds to go. Georges Valley ball. Moulton on the dribble. Dishes off Kingsbury, and 3-second violation. And we're going to come back down with 12 seconds to go. Right now, it's a 50-point margin. I don't know. The Buccaneers try to put the clamps on to keep it at the 50-point margin. Bodge says, I want to be in the book, and still no luck. Bodge battling. There's the rebound. There's the pass. Zeros on the clock. I think we had a foul. The buzzer never went off. There's zeros on the clock. And I think we're going to have a foul shot.
Yep.
Unless
Really
they say forget it.
Afterwards, Jim.
And I think they're going to, no, let's see. And the referees are going to say, forget it. And that's the final score. And I'm laughing because Chip Robinson went to the foul line, and the referees disappeared, the ball disappeared. So let's put this one in the books. Georges Valley, 87, and Richmond, 37. We'll have a couple of stats for you in just a couple of seconds.
What do you mean a couple of stats? We got points coming out of our ears, Jim.
It might be more than a couple of seconds live. It'll be a couple of seconds on tape. Stay tuned on Channel 9 Sports. Second year in a row, we made the trip over here, and pretty much the same results. Both the boys and the girls with big victories, and we can certainly see in person why they are undefeated.
Certainly are, Jim. Very impressive. The girls won the first game 62-32, and it really wasn't that close. And the boys won the second game 87-37, and it wasn't that close. So you can say a lot of good things about the Georges Valley Buccaneers and the way they played tonight.
All right, why don't you go right to the stats, because we certainly have a lot of them.
Yeah, for the Richmond Bobcats, and we'll give their stats real quick. Dean Bowden unfortunately had the disagreement with the wall late in the game. We had 2. We had Hoodlet, we had 6. Norm Knight had 2. 12 for Rita, who looked pretty good. He had 2 spurts. first and third quarters. He had 6 in each, and then he disappeared in the second and the fourth. Maybe he's just an odd type person. Ryan Chandler, who you spoke well of, did play well, had 13 points and 2 for Matt Dinsmore. They only had 2 out of 8 foul shots, but the fact that they could play a whole game and only get 8 foul shots shows you the intensity in terms of getting inside. Georges Valley owned anything that had green paint around it.
Well, it surprises me that Georges Valley, with so many steals and a lot of pressure, only picked up those few fouls.
They certainly did. They were just much quicker than were the Bobcats. And then for the other side, for the Buccaneers, the victorious Buccaneers, they had 4 boys in double figures, and they had a lot of people in the scoring book. Wes Daggett had 15 points. Here's a big, tall, 6'5", whatever he is, boy. 3 3-point plays, nothing but net on all 3 of them. Todd Moulton had 5, 13 for John Petersdorf, 2 for Brian Small, 18 for Tim Stinson, 14 for Butch Taylor, 3 for Brian White. Kingsbury had 4, Chip Robinson had 4, and Bob Strong had a real powerful game in terms of all the leadership he gave. He had 9 points.
9 steals, maybe? 9 assists, maybe, or more? I don't know.
I bet you more than 9 assists and a tremendous amount of real good passes. We must bring the disease, Jim, because they're 70% as a team, I believe you said. 67, 70% as a team. We come over here and they shoot 11 out of 24 from the foul line, certainly less than the normal. But they also had 8 3-pointers, and I guarantee they had a better 3-point percentage than they did from the foul line tonight, because up until near the end, they were really doing well from the 3-point play. Overall, good ball game. Coach.
Well, there was a lot of action. I mean, the verdict was pretty well known. I mean, you felt it 3 or 4 minutes into the game, each game, that Richmond just could not match up with either the Lady Buccaneers or the other Buccaneers, the boy Buccaneers. It was pretty much, you know, what's the final outcome going to be? And they're cleaning up around us here. I hope they don't shut off the lights.
But that's what we came over here to see the Buccaneers at their best. They certainly were. They played entertaining basketball. The crowd went away happy and enjoyed it. So that, well, let's hope that we wish them luck, that maybe both of them get undefeated into the tournament. I think if they win about probably 10, 11 more games, Jim, they'll bring home gold balls.
Well, you know, they've had success in the past up until about the semifinal round, and I'm sure they want to make it to the finals, both teams this year. And as you look at the standings, they'll have to go against some teams they don't play during the season. So with a very big field in Class C, it does make it a little bit interesting, because you're liable to go in there and maybe, you know, 5 or 6 teams you haven't even seen yet, possibly.
And a lot of senior leadership on both of these squads, and I'm sure this is their chance to reach out and get it. So let's wish Randy Hooper and Dwight Henry, both of those coaches, and their assistants, and all those kids, let's wish them luck and hope that we see them carrying something around in the Augusta Civic Center. All
right, we encourage any area fans to follow them, be it Rockland fans, Madomic fans, or Canada Rockport. If you have an opportunity, especially as the tournament nears, follow the Georges Valley teams, as Lenny said, at the Augusta Civic Center. And we invite any other fans to support either Canada Rockport or Rockland as they look to be heading, you know, to the Bang Auditorium for the tournament. And again, we're creeping there about 4 weeks away.
Getting closer and closer. And one thing is for sure, Jim, every time we've seen the Georges Valley Buccaneers, they play entertaining basketball. We've enjoyed it. Bob Strong, the athletic director over here, the father of the ball player, I guess we should call him now, and in both squads, really does a nice job. They've always been very accommodating to us. We appreciate that. And if we can do some more games, maybe we can.
Right. I saw him, you know, standing at the end line there when his kids were making plays in both games, and he was very passive. And I thought to myself, he's probably seen this 100 times before, some of the outstanding plays that both Chrissy and Bob have made. But I'm sure he's very proud, and he deservingly so.
Probably out on the driveway as they probably play against each other or whatever, or maybe they shoot foul shots to see who wipes the dishes. I don't know.
That's probably right. Probably Bob ends up wiping the dishes and 2 kids doing the homework or something. But again, we hope the Georges Valley fans enjoyed the broadcast. And if you're watching this on a Saturday, if it's nearing around 7:30 or something like that, come to Rockland District High School, because the Fighting Tigers will be entertaining the Ellsworth Eagles, who are coming in flying high. So whether you're from SAD 50 or the Rockland fans, come right out on this tape, because it's a 7:30 start Saturday in Rockland. So it's sort of like we're on tape, and right now we're almost at Rockland High School. So that's the way television is. Huh? So we want to thank again everybody here, as Lenny said, for the hospitality. And if there's any open dates in the Rockland schedule, you know, we'll try to do what we can to get over here. And now that I read the paper, I can see where all that information is coming from. I can see why they're doing what they're doing. So again, best of luck to Georges Valley. Hope you enjoyed the telecast. Jim Toomey speaking for Len Goki and Brad Benner, as always. Hope you enjoyed the telecast. Stay tuned to Channel 9 Sports. Good night, everybody.